Moving right along here, let's continue this. We'll get this thing apart. Very similar to the 3133. This, I do not have the tools to get that wheel off, so I believe it's going to be one assembly. But first, let's get the pallet out. Pallet fork. Pallet. Let's get some of the terminology right. There's a screw for the pallet bridge. Pallet fork bridge. And here's our pallet fork. A little bit of energy left in that mainspring. Pallet fork looks good. Nice to see. Well, we knew everything was going to be good. This thing was really clean. Running good. Keeping great time. Let's see about this guy. If it's like a 3133, it will come out as an assembly. That's pinned together. Pinned alignment pins are in there as well. Let's see about that escape wheel first. Escape wheel out. And this should come out as an assembly. Of course, it fell back onto its pins. Okay, that is not coming out readily, but that's okay. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to remove a ratchet wheel, because I believe that mainspring bridge has to come out first. I believe that's what we did with the 3133 as well. It's getting dark. Why is it getting dark? My light's fading. We have a spring right here. We don't want that thing flying away, so let's get that out of the way. That's for our click. Where'd it go? Our click spring. Our winding gear. I guess you would call that. Is that a winding gear? I guess. That thing right there. Woo! Somebody ran these in tight. Mama Lucia. Very delicate screws. They do not need to be that tight. I'm not an expert, but I'm a thinker. My experience with screws and nuts and bolts, over tight isn't better. This is very similar, almost identical to the 3133. I don't believe there's a bushing in that. You can see it's been greased. It's a little dirty. Why am I losing my light? I don't know. It's getting irritating. So, we have a screw here. We have a screw here, one here, one here, one here. It looks like 4 screws holding on this main spring bridge. That's what I'm going to call it. And yeah, I think it's safe to say there's 4 of them. They all look the same. They're spaced throughout to capture everything. There are 4 of them. Okay. Come in here with the blade, lift off that bridge. That's a big bridge. Well, look at that. No, you can't because I'm not in the shot. That's within the cannon pinion. There's our mainspring barrel. This little guy can be fished out like so. Now I believe we can get this one out. There, come on. Those alignment pins are so precisely machined. When they go on straight, they gotta come off straight. They are just the slightest bit of wiggle and they bind up. That's the sign of a good quality part, machined well. Okay, there it is. That did come off as an assembly. Not as easy as the 3133, but it's doable. It can be finessed because, what do I do with my screw? Because you have a jewel here and you have a gear that's got to go under there, and this shaft is rather long and it's got to fit under this wheel. So it takes a little finesse. These screws here are the dial feet mounting screws. So the only thing we have left is the cannon pinion. Let's see how that comes apart. Comes apart rather nicely. Okay. And center wheel comes out. That is not a jeweled center part. Here's where that came through. That is not jeweled, so that's going to make sure we get good lubrication on it. We are going to remove this later when we go to clean everything. But for now, this is a stripped down 3017. Looks pretty nice, looks very clean. We're going to get things in the cleaner. We're going to start assembling this as soon as I can. But there you go, at least we have some videos completed. Stay tuned.